Okay, Internet. So this is Magnifica Sylvie La Chardonnière. I am a Laurel in the West Kingdom in the SCA, and today I am going to be working on cooking challenge number 6. The challenge itself was for Vert Desire. It turns out after digging into it that desire has been translated as of Syria. So these are exotic recipes when you're talking about the first quarter of 1300s in the Anglo-Saxon area that they're giving for dishes from Syria. This is in fact a very fancy dish. So we have Blanc Desire, which is the first one we're going to make. And then we have Vert Desire, which is the actual challenge recipe. And then the last one we have, number 3, is Ans Desire, which looks like it translates as Yellow Desire with, 6-year-old in the background. So the base of all of them seems to be chicken. I'm sorry. So we've got almond milk. I am super lazy, so I have already made almond milk that I purchased from the store. It is vanilla, which I'm a little bit kind of freaked out by, but the single servings of the unsweetened, I couldn't find anything but vanilla, so I'm going to go with it. So I have almond milk, and I have brown rice flour. And then I have a breast of a chicken that I chopped up very small because that's what I wanted to do. So my plan is to heat up the almond milk and use that to poach the chicken, and then add some rice flour to get sort of a thick, gloppy, gravy consistency. Then I'm going to go ahead and take what I have made and divide it into thirds. The first third I'm going to make the Blanc Desire. The Blanc Desire, in addition to the base, has white wine, and I'm going to use sherry because I still have a little bit left over. It's probably a little sweet for this application, but I don't have another white wine open, so, I'll eat it. So I've got sherry, I've got ginger. Again, I'm super lazy, so we have prepackaged ginger. And then it also instructs you to add some sugar. I think since my sherry's sweet, I'm going to be very careful with adding the sugar. And lastly, it instructs you to stud it with pomegranates, which I happen to have found some. They came prepackaged. I couldn't buy a straight up pomegranate, which kind of irritates me, but it is what it is. So for the second recipe, the Vert Desire, in addition to our base of chicken, almond milk, and rice flour, we're going to be adding red wine. I have some Charles Shaw Merlot, also fondly known as Tubac Chuck. I actually have a case of this in the cupboard. And it is the wine that I'm going to use for the next week's recipe, but I'm going to open it now and use some of it for this recipe. So we get some Tubac Chuck, we get some parsley that I'm going to go ahead and cut down very small and get it to release its green coloring. And then again, we get some of the sugar. That one is also sweetened. For the last one, as like the very last word in there, it says to use some saffron, and I have my saffron. I'm going to go ahead and use that. And that is going to color it yellow. It also talks about studying it with almonds. It seems to be talking about whole almonds and probably, blanched almonds with the cover taken off. And I don't have any of those. So I'm going to sort of squint and use some almond flour that I have, which should actually thicken it up some more, and then stud it with some of the sliced almonds just for looks. So then that's what I'm going to do. We'll see what I come up with. Okay, Internet, so I ended up using 3 of the 4 little single things of almond milk. So honestly, I could just as easily have bought a box of them. And I ended up using 2 tablespoons of my brown rice flour. And at this point, I have divided it up into 3, not quite the same size, but pretty much the same. I used my ladle to put probably even amounts among the 3 of them. And now I'm going to go ahead and mix up the bits. We'll see what comes of that. Okay, Internet, so here's where we ended up. Visually, it's a pretty dish. The 3 colors all together is very interesting, and I think it definitely has some potential. The dishes themselves, all right, so the base is chicken and rice flour and almond milk, which is essentially library paste and chicken. Not real appealing. So then you add sugar to it, and it gets to be sweetened library paste. Still not terribly interesting. So let's see what we've got. So the white one, it got some ginger and then some of the pomegranate. The chicken's not bad. I don't love it. I don't think I would make it if I wasn't making it for a challenge. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of ginger. cleanse the palate. All right, so for the second one, the green one, vert, this is our challenge recipe. We used sugar, red wine, and parsley. Now, I'm not sure. It kind of looks like it translates in the video. The thing that's not green is sort of an unappealing gray. I really don't love that. So I'm not sure that I would want to send this out to modern people. I think, we very much eat with our eyes. So taking a taste. Yeah. This really has nothing redeeming to it. It's green, it's sweet. It's definitely different than the first one, but I definitely don't love it. So, again, not my favorite. The third one, the yellow one, I kind of went off board here. And since I didn't have, essentially all it called for is add some saffron. That's really the only thing that's different aside from throwing in some almonds. And I don't have any whole almonds. So I added quite a bit of almond flour and then a little bit of salt because it did not call for sugar and it really wanted to be something other than paste. So then I've added a little bit of sliced almonds, which I do have. Okay, that one I would serve. Not entirely certain whether it's just because the modern palate angles more towards salt than towards sugar. But this definitely I would send out to a feast or serve to my family and expect them to eat it. The other ones, I'm not sure that my family would. In fact, I'm certain my family would not eat it. Dedicated cooks might eat it. I expect that it's probably user error and that other people will come up with dishes that are more palatable. It's very pretty, and if I were doing a feast, I'd want to play with the concept, but the actual content dishes probably need a little more work. So there you have. Yeah, I'd give it 2 out of 10 stars. The green one, it was 0 out of 10 stars for the green one. I really don't like that. I would not make it again. The yellow one, I'd make that again. That would be doable. It was pretty easy and straightforward. So anyway, there you go. Talk to you later.